Welcome to Planet Ice Widnes for this Morley matchup between the Widnes Wild and the Solihull Barons. I'm Ben Lee and I'm joined today by George Perrott for this one. Gary, unfortunately, is on the injury list, but sending much love out there to Chop. George, great to have you back on the show.
Thanks, great to be back. It's been a while.
Last game of the season though,
yes.
But it's not just any old game, is it, this one? This is going to be the preview for what is going to be the Morley Playoff Cup Finals. We know it's a two-headed affair between the Solihull Barons and the Widnes Wild.
That's right. Solihull with the home ice advantage, slightly better league record. Two teams with mixed league records this year, both been recently struggling to win. This will be an opportunity for them to really work out the way they're going to play in those big games to come.
Well, we looked at it, and on the records at the moment, it does look like Solihull have the advantage over Widnes. The 4 times the teams have met already this season, it's 3-1 in favour of the Solihull Barons. Barons at the moment, never the bridesmaid, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Always just losing out on points. They came close against Deeside not so long ago, and then they've had a few rough games, but they seem to know how to play against Widnes.
They've got the 3-1 season record over the 4 games that they've played, but they've been close games, and that's what we hope for today, competitive close game.
Well, that's it, and that's, as you say quite rightly there, we are hoping for a close game, but that's all going to come down to who's on the ice, George. Now, already we've seen there's a big, notable absence for the Widnes Wild.
That's right, yes. Jacob Corson-Heron out. Joel Coulter, we understand, has got a problem with his ankle after the game in Solway. He will be, of course, behind the bench as the coach, but not icing. An opportunity perhaps for some of the younger players or some of the less used players to stake their claim for a spot in the lineup for the playoffs.
Well, it's not exactly a throwaway game because everyone still wants to do well, but as you say there, it's a perfect opportunity to bleed some of those 3rd and 4th line players in, get some experience in as well. Yeah,
both teams will see this as an essential part of their preparation for a playoff drive. So.
And the other big absentee as well for the Widnes Wild is defenseman Tom Jackson. Now, as you're already picking up on there, Corson-Heron, Coulter, Jackson, the big names in the Wild lineup. So straight away, it's going to be interesting to see how the Wild come out and what those lines are going to look like in the change around as well.
Yeah, we'll find out, I suppose.
Well, you know as much as we do at this point. Obviously, we look down at the roster for the Solihull Barons, and it's pretty much been unchanged all season. We're guaranteed assured it's going to be Laverick that takes the between the posts. We've got Maynard out there as well. Paps is icing. Can't say Solihull Barons without mentioning Nicholas Otterson as well.
Nicholas Otterson, the sniper, the big scorer, many years with the club. Slater as well, I believe, another highly experienced veteran forward. So. Yeah, they've certainly got the advantage of experience over this Wild team.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see, George. In my eyes, I think one of the big things is Solihull have been nipping at the heels of most of the other teams. Like we say, they've already got the number of Widnes, but Widnes are in the home barn. How much can home ice play into advantage?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Huge advantage for the Wild. Always get a good crowd here. You know, they'll feel comfortable on their own ice pad. And of course, as always, with a hockey game, it's going to come down to goaltending. So let's see how Finney performs. Well, when a good goalie is playing well and he's got the crowd behind him, any team has a chance to win a game.
I think you've hit the nail on the head there. It's going to probably be, without a shadow of a doubt, Miles Finney who gets the nod for Widnes Wild. Finney has had to stand on his head this season to really keep the Wild in the game at some times. Now he's got the absentee of Jackson in front of him. He's got a few, decent players in front of him. But as a netminder, and you've got experience between the pipes as well, what's it like knowing that maybe your usual guys are in front of you? What's the mentality side?
Well, it all comes down to confidence, doesn't it, netminding? It all comes down, I suppose, to the first 5-10 minutes. If you the first few shots, you make a couple of confidence saves, you get your head in the game, the crowd get behind you, you're feeling good, you play with confidence for the whole 60 minutes. But I suppose the netminder brings confidence to the players on the ice as well. It works both ways. So, the less experienced players who'll be getting more ice time tonight for Widnes will feel confident out on the ice, knowing that they've got an outstanding goaltender behind them.
And obviously we can't mention the positions you like to sport without mentioning obviously being coach of the Flintshire Phantoms
Thanks,
over at
thanks for
D-side.
the name drop. I get a name drop every time I come down.
Yeah.
It's much appreciated, yeah.
Yeah, go Phantoms.
Yeah.
Is it the only unbeaten side in at D-side, is it?
Well, we've been beaten once or twice here or there,
good.
but we obviously enjoyed our spell in exile playing here at Widnes. Now back at D-side, entering the Summer Men's League competitions. All great fun. Beers every training. We love it.
But I'm going to hit on a point now, George. Being a coach and from that side of things, we've mentioned it when Rich Hagg was here.
Yeah.
How vital is it when you've got that on-ice coach and suddenly they're taken away from being on the pad and they're actually that second set of eyes that the assistant bench coaches are seeing on the side? How much of a pivotal role is that going to play, say, with Coulter now occupying that?
Well, it'll be interesting for him because it will change the way that he sees the game. It is difficult coaching, as a player coach. You're so wrapped up in what you're doing as a line in preparing for your own performance that you perhaps don't see, you don't see the way that the other lines are playing or the way that the play is unfolding. So, perhaps this is a good break for him to actually organise the team for the playoffs. Of course, I don't know about the long-term status of his injury, whether he's going to be back on the ice in time for the playoffs. But regardless, he'll get a new perspective from behind the bench, and that will help them prepare.
Okay. I do apologise, guys. It does appear like we're having a little bit of a technical issue. Oh, no. Right, so we've not been live. Good practice. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Right, I understand what's happened. So basically, I'll explain in a bit. Welcome to Planet Ice Widnes for this Morley matchup between the Widnes Wild and the Solihull Barons. I'm Ben Lee, and joining me today on commentary and alongside me is George Perrott. George, great to have you back on the team, mate.
Thanks, good to be back.
You had to prize you away from the Phantoms there, they wouldn't let you play. Guys, this is going to be a really good preview to what is going to be the double header between Widnes and Solihull in the Morley playoff. George, what have we got to look forward to today?
Two teams preparing themselves for the playoffs. They've both been close in the league this year. They've both got mixed records. They both struggled to win recently, so they'll both have a strong appetite to put in a good performance here. We've also got, as you might tell us, some limitations on the Wild team today. We're missing some players.
Certainly, you were looking down the roster and there were some big names scratched off there, and I had to run and grab an ear of one of the players, and it turns out, unfortunately, Joe Coulter, when blocking that puck in Solway, sustained an injury to his ankle, so there's no Joe Coulter today for the Wild. How big of a pivotal role that's going to play is going to be interesting. There's no Corson Heron either, or Tom Jackson, starting defenseman. How much those lines are going to change up for Widnes now is unbelievable. There's going to be a lot of shaking and shuffling of the deck there, George.
Yep, might create some opportunities for some of those players who perhaps haven't been used as much this year to stake their claim for a regular line spot for the playoffs. So, they should hopefully have a big appetite for the game. Those guys.
Well, there's hoping. On the other side, though, we look down that Solihull roster, and it's without saying there's the stalwart names there. Marcus Maynard there,
and
Maurice,
Slater.
But the biggest one, Otterson, the sniper Otterson.
Yeah,
we know how dangerous.
A lot of
he can
experience. They've got a core of players there who've played for the club for many years. Ottoson, the speed, the danger. Yeah, he's an exciting player to watch, and he'll definitely give the Wild a challenge today.
Well, Bailey Challenge is out there as well. We know Challenge can be a little bit of an agitator, likes getting up in the face of certain players. But funny enough, Widnes have got one of them as well, and his name's Will Harper. And we look forward to seeing what Will can do today on the ice. Go between the pipes, so George. It's going to look like it's a tale of the two netminders we know best.
Yeah, Finney for the Wild and Laverick for the Barons. You know, as so often the case in close games as these teams have had previously, it comes down to a battle of the goalies. Who's going to have the confidence today? Who's got their eye in?
Well, say that though, obviously Jackson missing for the Wild. He's normally a starting defenseman. You've played netmind yourself. Knowing the regular guys in front of you gives confidence. What's it like when it changes up? What's the mentality like?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Finney will be too worried about that. I think he'll just be focused on his first 10 minutes, on his first save, on his second save, getting the crowd behind him. It does make a difference, obviously. You are aware of who you've got around you. You want big bodies who can clear the net, who can clear traffic, and who can protect you. So, yeah, it remains to be seen. But there's some big bodies out there. Callum Ruddick, certainly no problem player of his size clearing the net. So, you know, he'll be confident today, Finney.
Yeah, certainly. It's going to be interesting to see. But as we've said already, the build-up to what is essentially going to be the playoff. Home ice advantage day for Widnes. Then they go in next week. They play Solihull here in the first leg and then have to travel to Solihull for the second leg. Home ice advantage, especially in that second leg, how important is that going to be?
Well, big, because, you know, one thing the Wild do really well is the great support that they have here and the great atmosphere that they create. And that obviously makes this a great place to play and an attractive place for players to come and do what they do. So, yeah, home ice advantage in the second leg for the Barons, but the Wild will have to make it count here.
Well, the lights are going down, the players are coming out onto the ice. It's all building up for what can only be described as a tasty game of hockey, George. I've been looking forward to this one, I know you have. So with that, it's time to go down to the ice, and it's time to drop the puck. We can see there that both teams just coming out and warming up. We're waiting for the announcement and arrival of the Widnes Wild. Looking down the team sheets. So the team stripes today, it'll be Holly Neenan who takes control as head referee. She's supported by linesmen Will Filden and Jason Devaney. Team stripes, they'll be the ones, as Gary would say, they're the ones I'm counting on to win today. They're always the winners. We see backup netminder today. So we look at the backup netminders. So for the Widnes Wild, it's going to be Evan Coles. And my namesake, Ben Lee, takes the backup for Solihull.
I did do a double take when I was reading the team sheet. I thought perhaps you'd found a new vocation in life.
If I was going to go netminding, it probably wouldn't be at Solihull, mate. I don't know where it'd be, actually. Probably the Phantoms.
Yeah, you're welcome. We'll take you.
Yeah, cheers, mate. As both teams toe the lines for the national anthems, we get ready to get this one underway. Thank you for joining us here on Drop the Puck. We await the anthems to be taken shortly. So before the national anthems, we have a ceremonial puck drop with the Halton Haven Hospice, who have been supporting the Widnes Wild all season. And just notably there, both captains asked to skate forward, and Bez Hughes has skated forward for the Widnes Wild. So Bez the honorary C today. That gives the A's to Callum Ruddick and Matt Barlow. Marcus Maynard wearing the C for Solihull.
Can we all be standing? We do headdress for tonight's national anthem.
Well, the anthem's out the way. It's time to play. It's hockey day. And here we go with what is going to be a tasty fixture, a preview, as we say, to the Morley playoff matchup between the YKK Widnes Wild and the Solihull Barons. George, I know it's been a while since you've seen live hockey, mate. I hope this is put on a good game for you.
Well, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Want to see some speed, want to see some skill, want to see some big saves, and maybe even a little bit of rough stuff, who knows?
Who knows? Well, we look between the pipes, we see Ben Lee there, leaning on the net, but it's going to be Graham Laverick who gets the nod. Laverick, he's an experienced man, he's been around the league, he knows what's coming at him today. And I think, to be fair, with the firepower the Widnes are boasting, the Solihull defenders could clear them out the way today and do a job for him.
Yeah, let's hope so. I think the Wild perhaps have struggled getting goals recently, lost a few key players in that respect. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough challenge to beat a guy like Laverick tonight.
Well, and we look up the other end, and there he is, Miles Finney in between the pipes for the Widnes Wild. Finney will have to stand on his head if the Widnes defenders give those Solihull players any time to shoot.
Yeah, he's the key part of this team, really. Probably their most important player in a game like this today.
Very much so. I'm going to pick up on something you mentioned earlier there, George. Obviously, maybe a little bit of rough stuff. Discipline. We've said it so many times here on Drop the Puck. Widnes are in a situation today, they can't be affording stupid penalties.
Yeah.
Discipline is going to be key.
Yeah, of course. Any penalties will of course be effective in the playoffs. And, with the injuries and absences that they've currently got in the side, they'll also really affect them today. Widnes, we think, probably less than 3 full lines of forwards. They might have a defenseman playing up to complete 3 full forward lines, but also a couple of younger guys playing who don't always get great amount of ice time. So keeping out of the box is going to be an important factor.
Well, I mentioned the lines mixing up, and there's your top line. Hyde, Gilbert and Edwards for the Wild. It's going against Mulcahy, Whitehouse and Otterson and the Barons, and away we go for this first period of hockey, and it's Gilbert who immediately retreats into his own zone, dumps off to the defenseman, and Hughes being forced to play defender today. He's been playing a little bit of two-way this season, Bez Hughes. But it's going to be Hughes and Ruddock are your defensemen starting. We look up the other end of the ice, and Crow's got the nod, Maynard, unsurprisingly. 2 big guys there for Solihull. Into the corner early. Solihull in possession, trying to work it out.
Wild have just got pinned back in their own zone first shift.
Never a good sign, really, but they've managed to clear it out. Ruddock aids that on, it's turned straight back. Mulcahy tries to intercept behind the Widnes net, and it's pushed out the zone. Wild can get a quick change here. Solihull happy to watch that back as Hyde on the forward check. Hyde can't beat the puck as they knock it round. Harper putting the body on Mulcahy already. Will Harper is going to be one of those ones to watch today. If you want friction, you want people agitated, Will Harper's your man. But on the flip side, we mentioned it earlier, George, Bailey Challens is another one of those guys that can do that for Solihull. As Hopkins dumps it to Harper. Harper thrown in. Britton, Hopkins, Barlow is your second line for the Wild tonight. Hopkins steps up. Harper sends it to Barlow. Barlow retreating back, looking for spaces under the eye of Chandler. Slater can't get there. Paps can't keep it in. Body on the far side, and they've got a little bit of room here to shoot. Shot comes on. Laverick watches tails over the top of the bar. Britton picks it up. Wild get the rebound, but it's Wild who get the first real attempt on net.
Yep, just missed the net there. Barlow, he had a man in the central lane.
Oh, and that's an offside call. It was tight. That was very tight. Well, we'll get a face-off call, neutral ice face-off. You were saying there, though, George, it's Barlow there. He's got the potential to put the puck in the right place. It's the finish that's crucial.
Yeah, you need to shoot for a rebound, ideally, to when you've got a man in that lane. Maybe try and get a pass off the pads. Create some danger.
Sodden sends it around. Picked up by Gilbert. Tries to knock it on past his man. Challenge, shuts the door on him. On the boards, Armstrong's there chipping away as well. Williamson forced into action. Gilbert steps in as Williamson and Murray is your other deep pairing. Williamson's been a standout player for Widnes all season. I've said it once, I'll say it again. As they battle just inside the Widnes zone, clear it out, Armstrong dumps it in. Picked up by the Barons. Slater backhands it. Straight into the Sticky Hughes, they go for a quick change. 17-10 left in this first period, time ticking away. That's going to be another offside call.
Yeah, Bez Hughes flipped it in, but it was just the wrong side of the red, so the face-off will come all the way back. No change for Widnes here. Armstrong, Gilbert, and
Looks
94, Joe Greaves out.
Okay, so Greaves has been playing top line recently alongside Coulter and Rhys Edwards. He's a bit of a sniper, but sometimes, we all know Joe Greaves, he gets a little hot-headed.
Another gritty character.
Yeah. Will he be able to keep his calm in this game? It is vital for Widnes. Like I say, they need to keep players on the ice. Hyde, Edwards, Britton now. They seem to be rotating these lines, just throwing out whatever they feel like. Oh, there's another call. That was tight, though. I feel Hyde had his skate over the line.
Yeah, Rhys Edwards looked over and he thought he had the green light, but the linesman disagreed. So
just interestingly,
zone.
George, sorry, just picking up there, Coulter is not on the bench. So Coulter taking the opportunity to get a advantage point with maybe a bit of height on it to look down on the ice and potentially see what's going on. Shot on from Otterson, great blocker save by Finney, keeps the play alive. At the point, sent back in, digging away. Wildman digging out. Rhys Edwards, he's broken free. Edwards winds up, shoots. Laverick covers it well. It was a tight angle, but he was hungry and looking, and he's looking again on the pads this time. Edwards is here to do a job. Make no mistake, Maynard throws the feign. Edwards picks it up, goes to put it out in front. Mulcahy scoops it in, feeds it back to Crow, to Whitehouse. Now Whitehouse looking to clear the zone into the cul-de-sac, uses Maynard as a block. Good stick out by Hyde, creates the opportunity for the Wilds to pick it up just inside the Solihull zone. Edwards is taken down, potential tripping call, let's go. Gilbert now goes to work behind the net, Maynard trucks him off, Mulcahy holds it up, Gilbert's come out with it, shoots! It's in the equipment to Laverick. Edwards just leans on his man there, Stokes wants to see what's going on, we'll see in the replay, George.
Yeah, good shift from the Wild here. Gilbert forcing turnover behind the net, quick turn inside, shoots, gathered by Laverick, no rebound.
And that's what you've got to do today. Widnes will be looking for that loose change. Face off. Right hand side of Laverick, left hand side of screens. And it's played forward to Anderson, Brandon Anderson. Chased off the puck by Harper.
Good job, Harper, good coverage. Got his body in the right position, shielded the puck away
Dumped
from
in. And that's
attacking
what we've
player.
seen with Will Harper. He's got great hockey sense, but he also likes to get in the way of people and just rub them up as well the wrong way. Great.
You need a bit of that though, don't you?
Yeah, he's definitely going to be one to watch for the future. So face-off, back down in the Widnes zone. 15:24 remains in the first period. Face-off, right-hand side of Finney's net. Is taken quickly, goes the way of the Barons who shoot with Paps from the blue. Sails through the crease, past the post. And here comes Barlow, puts the burners on. And Barlow thinks he was getting there. Kieran Paps looks at him. He knew he was getting beat. Well, the official's very on it today, let's say that. Not really giving opportunity for anything. We're going to go back down to the Widnes zone. Left-hand side of your screens, right-hand side of Miles Finney. Chandler and Gilbert in for the draw. Paps. Picked up by Harper behind the Wild net. Big stretch pass to Stokes. Oh, it was to Hopkins, but Stokes gets his skating away. Noticing as well, George, not ultimately a physical game at this point.
No, we had the little a little check on Rhys Edwards that just unbalanced him, but perhaps both teams looking really to keep fit and healthy for the playoffs.
Great little play there, worked together, or put together by the Wild. Again, Harper seems to be a key man today.
they're both also at the end of a long, tiring season, so perhaps you don't want to go around trying to take people's heads off.
Yeah, pretty much.
at this time of the year.
Williamson sends that back. Slater, it was, intercepted it in the neutral ice and threw it in. And now the Wild looking to break out. Break out with Murray. Murray puts one on Laverick, gloves it. Decides he's going to toy with the approaching Murray, and they've managed to win it back. Wild take the shot, Murray right on front. Murray involved in a little net battle now with Jordan Jolly. Shot comes in, wrapped up by Laverick. Great opportunity.
Well, yeah, it's the long flip-in that causes danger here for the Wild. And Laverick chose not to freeze the puck. And the Wild able to rework it into a dangerous situation there. Ken Armstrong, good low drive on net. Could go anywhere.
Left-hand side of Laverick's net. Britton for the draw against Jolly. Wild win it. Williamson pulls it out from the point, takes a bit of a shot through that comes off challenge. Armstrong gets the rebound, gets it on. Greaves keeps it alive. Challenge holds it up, throws it out the zone, past Britton into the neutral zone. Sodden does well to force the puck into the Wild zone. Jolly keeps it alive now behind his own net. Jack Murray of the Widnes Wild holding that puck up. 13:30 left in this period. Both teams showing signs and glimpses of potential, but it's Widnes at the moment that seem to have the advantage. There's a bit of a hit on the far side involving Williamson. Maynard tried to come through the middle. Williamson picks it up, throws it forward, sees Hyde with plenty of space in front of him. Dan Hyde looks for Greaves in the middle, decides to take the shot himself. Greaves was right in that slot. Comes off Laverick's shoulder. We saw him score one like that the other week though. Dan Hyde really coming to his own late in this season. Good move by Gilbert, took it off Maynard's stick there and just forced them backwards. Played up and forward. Solihull on the attack. Mola puts it on net. Finney has to go post to post quickly. Back in the middle, Mackay tries to slam it on those pads. Good seal by Finney. Strong legs. Hyde tried to work that out there. Otson had the read of it. Edwards knocks the puck out the way of Mackay. That's going to be sent round for Hughes. Intercepted by Otson. Good little skate out the way. Gilbert. Finney has to slide tackle the puck. Keep it out. And again, Finney knocking it away. Edwards can't collect it. Took the puck away from Gilbert there, however. He's allowed Solihull to rotate it around. And they're creating something out of nothing here, which has been the deficit of Widnes all season. They've allowed teams just to get something out of nothing. We've seen it plenty of times. However, they managed to gain the zone. Gilbert out in front. He's going to chase that into corner.
I like the decision there. Reese Edwards doesn't take the big shot that time, just feeds the stick in the lane.
Edwards, can he beat Paps out? He does.
Tough to beat a keeper like Finney with a clean shot, but with a redirect, smart play.
Otterson. Round the back. Maynard. Stokes. That's going to be an offside call on the Barons. 11:24. We're going back into the neutral zone. Well, neither team really grabbing the bull by the horns at the moment, George, but you can still see it's the Wild that are looking good at the moment. However, Solihull could be just luring them in.
Yeah, after a tough opening shift, Wild have responded well. Particularly pleased the third line came out, generated chances, and that's what they need tonight.
Barlow.
All three lines.
Tried to play forward to Hopkins. It's intercepted by the Barons. Challenge. Good stretch pass. Finds Chalner. Under pressure immediately. Forecheck from Barlow. Hopkins just skates in front of Challenge, shuts that pass lane off, but he goes cross ice all the way through. Shot on, what an effort that was. Sam Chandler.
Lovely move, dancing in.
Hopkins just has the puck taken off him by Challenge. It's thrown in. Slater sends it round once more. Challenge behind his own net. Barlow doing well. Challenge looking to come out. Forecheck pressure this time from Gilbert. Puck spills up. Barlow pulls it off in the zone. Big slap on the pads there from Gilbert. I think he was quite within the right to take the shot there, George.
They did well to generate a chance here. You can see how intensely the Wild work on the forecheck, taking it in turns to pressure the puck, and that created a turnover. And I think it was Barlow there with a shot with Gilbert on net.
Face off, right-hand side of Laverick. Jolly and Gilbert go in for that one. Barlow comes out with it, sends it round the boards. Armstrong quickly behind the net in the office. Sends it back out in front. Gilbert, Barlow can't get there either. Great opportunity. Barlow's managed to get that pass from Armstrong. Under the pressure of Jolly, retains possession. Jolly finally gets in there though, clears that out, and here come the Barons on the breakout. Barons put it on net. Jolly straight up trying to force pressure out of Finney. Molas grabbed that puck back. Armstrong. Good poke check there from Jolly. And again, tried to disrupt Jack Murray that time. Dumped in by Murray. Crow sends it round. Bodied off the puck by Williamson. Murray all the time to shoot. Doors right down the throat of Laverick. What an effort and what a shift that was by the Wild.
Well, it was a bit sketchy there. It was at neutral ice. Could have gone either way, but it was Murray that recovered the puck for the Wild and enabled them to build something here in the Barons' defensive zone.
Seeing the Wild coming into the second half of this first period. Banging on the barn door, as it'd say. Face off,
Edwards
right
lined
side.
up here for a quick shot by the looks of things, if Britain can win the face off, but he didn't.
Yeah, I was just looking at that then. Sent back, Hyde. Tried to put it out there, that's going to be a high stick. But yeah, you're quite right there. Reece Edwards lined up in that position there. We know what a shot he's had and what a season he's had so far.
Yeah, really exciting young player. I mean, at only 16 to be playing out here with some of these big bodies, it's impressive enough. But you can see even from the first 10 so minutes, he's dynamic. He took his slap shot earlier, did his, you see the little twirl of the stick blade on the slap shot, bringing a little bit of youthful enthusiasm to the game. Love it.
Ruddock for the Wild, back in possession, under the watchful eye of Mulcahy.
I don't know about you, but I'm a bit light on youthful enthusiasm myself these days, so it's
Speak for yourself.
good to see others working it out.
Yeah, there's not much difference. Oh,
here he is.
Edwards to Britton. Britton goes to take the shot, blocked by Crow. Behind the net in the office, Hyde. What's he going to try? Right out in front, shot in,
yes!
There it is! Nathan Britton opens the scoring for the Widnes Wild.
Well, Reece Edwards started it off with a layoff to Britton. Britton's shot worked behind the net. Lovely turn by Hyde. And I think it came off a skate, but landed perfectly for Britton. Absolutely perfect sweet spot for a shot top corner.
Well, with that, it's now the YKK Widnes Wild 1, Solihull Barons 0. What a great start for the Wild. I've said they were banging on the door, it was coming. Yep. Great work. A lot more dynamic I'm seeing from the Wild. A lot more think about it hockey, as I'd say. They're playing the puck around well, they're exploiting the space, not just relying on the physicality.
Yep, and all three lines have generated chances, so really, really positive. But
Slater's right out front, and it's in just like that! The Barons equalise! Chandler is the one who puts it in, we'll see that again. Comedy of errors.
Well, yeah, how many things went wrong here? First of all, the shot spilled out, and the defending player there, I think it was Gilbert, it was just too close between his stick and his feet to get anything on it.
Well, it's now Widnes Wild 1, Solihull Barons 1. Catch your breath, don't blink.
And we're back where we started.
Just like that. We said it was going to be a close game. Gentlemen, let us put a piece of paper between it at least. It is nose to nose at the moment. Barlow couldn't reel that one in. Chandler turns it round. Good poke check by Hopkins. Hopkins gets it over. Barlow! Good effort, and the game has come to life.
Barlow just raises his glove there as if to apologise to Hopkins. The pass was perfect, and Barlow just misfired.
Harper doing what he does best, drawing the men in, turning them round. Right across, looking for Hopkins. Back door was wide open there. And now we're starting to see what Wild are capable of.
Another perfect feed that just needed the finish.
Paps looking to take the flow out of the Wild at the moment as he finds Chandler. Chandler, big stretch pass over to Slater. Slater's managed to recover it. Williamson goes to work on the half boards, sends it round for Hopkins. Hopkins turns up ice. 3 men to beat. He's got support in Barlow. Decides to come over to the middle. Takes a shot on Laverick. That looked like he'd come off his mask. It's down and frozen. And now we've got a game.
Yeah, good defensive play by Williamson. Started this off using his skates to block, and then that sent Hopkin in. But he had too many men in front of him really to generate a genuine chance.
Well,
Easy gather for Laverick.
Yeah, we're going to get a face-off. You see Laverick there. He's been tested this first period already, much more than Finney. Left-hand side of that man is going to be the face-off. It's taken and won by the Barons as Prowser has to jump into the air and pull that one down. He's managed to do it though, but they've turned it straight over to the Wild. Murray looking confident, looks up ice. Great feed to Greaves. Greaves looked to take the shot. Challenge was wise to it. He come off Challenge legs out in front. Laverick, he's had to jump on that. It's in there somewhere. You can just see that. What an opportunity. Joe Greaves. Normally you just want to smash it.
The puck for a second seemed to disappear into the kit of the Solihull defenseman, but when it popped out, Greaves showed nice hands to pull it into a shooting position.
Greaves seems like he's come to play today. Greaves again. Is he going to go? Yeah, he went for the signature power shot there.
I'm afraid you cursed him.
Yeah, Williamson sends it round. It's not over yet. There's still plenty of hockey left. It's only 7 minutes 6 left in his first period. Another 40 ahead of us after that. Williamson picks it up. Blue line shot through. Spilt up by Laverick. There's a loose change. And that's where Widnes are going to have to try and capitalise today.
Yeah, I like the shot choice by Williamson, keeping it low. Man on the net.
Jolly skating all the way through, sends one on Finney. That's some sort of a lacrosse clearance, as can only describe. Haywood, up the left wing. Sends it across. Well left by Murray. Picked up by Jolly. Sent back to the point where Hyde is. And it's going to be the high man for Widnes. Hyde, looking for support. Tried to get it across to Gilbert. Crow just played the defensive role very well there. Shut every option off.
Yeah, Hyde just tried to pull a move on his man and didn't quite pay off.
Maynard sends it over. Crow looks to play it up. He's got it out to Mulcahy on the wing. Mulcahy. Shoots. Cleared away by Finney. Had a second bite of the cherry and he pulls that one out. Let's see that again.
Great save.
He's just gagging for highlight reels now, is Finney.
Well, this is a crazy bobbling puck that's spinning and flipping off the rebound. So he had no choice but to give a bad rebound and then in position to make the second save.
Face off, left hand side of Finney. Crow takes the one-timer. It's fallen, the rebound to Hyde. Hyde has got Maynard in front of him. Edwards in front of him again. He goes into zone. Hyde looks to go round this man into the office, into the cul-de-sac, slams back on. And again, twisting, turning, creating space. Maynard, he's big, but he can move. Stays with Hyde. Great shot in from Ruddock, right down the throat of Laverick. And he's just going to glove that one comfortably.
Yeah, look at the energy on Hyde here. Turning his man, looking for an opening.
The experience of Maynard. You see him sidestepping there. Doesn't turn his back. Keeps his focus on the man all the time. Great to see. But Laverick, I bet he's got some words for his team at the end of this period. Face off will be right-hand side of Laverick. It's fed round to Anderton, shut out by Harper. Harper's flipped it in, that comes up, and now for a souvenir for a fan. 5:32, and we're going to go for a face-off in the Solihull zone. Barlow and Harper seem to be working well, but I'm just noticing the little on-ice battles that are happening. Anderton and Harper's the one to keep your eye on. So, left-hand side of Laverick, Britton goes in for it for the Wild. Chandler, the Barons, and they've come out with the Barons over the halfway. Looks to take a rather large shot, more of a dump in. And again, looking for a man out in front, but here come the Wild on the counter-attack, and this is where they could do damage to Solihull. Great hit, Stokes on Barlow, takes him out to play. That's going to be an interference call. The puck was loose, travelling on the half boards. The big hip check.
Wow. Yeah, Stokes looking a bit mystified by the call. Barlow, super speed. You can see the depth of his stride. And he looked like he was just going to go around the outside of Stokes, but Stokes closed the gap on him rapidly with a hip check, slammed him into the boards, And I think we've got what's most likely an interference call, was it?
It was. So 2 minutes interference Stokes for the Barons. It will put the Wild on the power play, the first one of the night, with 5 minutes 8 left to go in this first period. Great knockdown there by Britain, just stops him having to go all the way back down to Finney, but they worked the puck down there anyway to draw out the Barons. Barons in that box formation. Here come the Wild. Get it to Hyde. Again, the Barons set up in that box formation, trying to stick, not zonal, more man-to-man. Crows in a bit of a net battle with Harper.
Ooh.
They've managed to clear it out the zone. Gilbert's going to be there to recover it from Mulcahy. Lovely turn by Gilbert. Finds a great pass to Hyde. Has to think quick, does Hughes. You could see what was in the mind of Hyde there.
Yeah.
So far, though, good PK by the Barons. 1 minute 10 remains in this power play. Maynard looks to clear it out. Does so all the way down onto the net. Mulcahy's there. He's just going to calmly play that as Finney. Minute left, the man advantage. Here comes Barlow. Will he turn the burners on? Decides to just slam on over the other side of the blue line. Gets it to Hyde. Lovely spin out of that move. The hit. Hopkins has got it. Walks the blue. Takes a shot. Spilt up. Can't keep it in. Now it's a one-on-one with Mulcahy. One-on-one with Finney. Great save, Miles Finney. Mulcahy tries to send it just up and over the leg pads. And what an opportunity that would have been. And Philip Mulcahy.
Yeah. Yep, well, great save. Great save from Finney.
But up the other end, it's Hyde, as we've still got 18 seconds left of the power play. Murray's all alone. What's he going to choose to do? Puts it on there, down Laverick's throat. That's going to freeze it up. 12 seconds left. What a power play that was in the end.
Hyde here again on the half boards, helping them get it set up, and takes a little while to get the shot going. Just not enough traffic on the net, but Finney really bailed the Wild out there with the
I was going to say the other end,
on Mulcahy.
That easily could have been another goal for the Barons. Face off, right hand side of Laverick. On the penalty kill, still the Barons. 8 seconds left on the power play. 3:15 in the game, the period, I should say. Hopkins has gone back to get that one. He's fed it over to Murray. Murray looks up. He's got Edwards. Edwards to the middle. Knocks it off his skate. Chases it into the corner. Back to full strength. The Barons. Lovely poke check. Barlow takes a shot. Comes deflected off somebody's equipment in that mess. Murray's picked it up again. Murray just drawing this clock out and the players. Barlow, lovely pass to Greaves. Greaves needs to get his legs going. Can he beat out Stokes? Chops away at Stokes' stick, but it's Stokes who comes out with it for the Barons. On the half boards. Barlow looks to get in there. Chandler comes out for the Barons once more. Shot, fans on it. And that was Paps. Oh, sorry, Slater, Richard Slater. Back the other way. Hughes to Britton. Britton to, Alex Mitchell just fans on that one. Backhand, right out in front, Greaves. Tried to lift it over, Laverick. Wild banging on the barn door once more. Maynard and Barlow. Well, Maynard wants some sort of call for that. He's not going to get it. And he goes to put the body on Barlow for that. Inside the final 2 minutes of this period, it is heating up. Greaves looking to go with Maynard potentially. It is there. Greaves just one too many after the play had gone. You see he's trying to get Maynard to go. Maynard smiling. Greaves goes to the box. And just like that, the Wild hand advantage to the Barons.
Not an essential penalty to be taking, it has to be said. Wild generated good chance on that shift. Barlow, another good shot from a good position. Great to see the way Rhys Edwards in on the forecheck, laying the body on his man. And what happens? The Wild turn the puck round and generate a shot from it.
Very much so. Face off, left-hand side of Finney's net.
YKK Widnes Wild number 94.
Maynard takes a shot, spilled up through traffic off Anderson. It looked like. Is Anderson? Can't quite see the number. Apologies, no, it's Whitehouse.
Very aggressive forecheck here, short-handed for the Wild. Gotta
And they found Otterson. Otterson at pace, beautiful pass, allowed him to keep his stride. He's taken it into the zone. Now they look to set up, but Barlow's in there. Barlow looks to break out. Crow puts a body on immediately.
Yeah, nice defensive play there. Just stood his man up to make space for them to rebuild here.
Otterson. Whitehouse picking himself up, don't know what happened there. Final minute of the period though. Shot on out in front again. Cleared out by Barlow, sends it all the way down on net. Laverick does well to get his body behind that. And there's 1 minute left now in the power play. So looking like this, we'll get a couple of seconds advantage for the Barons at the start of the period. Greaves just leaves the box to make his way to the showers. Hopkins puts a body on Mulcahy. Physicality is stepping up.
Yeah.
30 seconds left, 42 on the penalty. 12 seconds will be carried over. Dump down, that one's going to be frozen up.
I like the energy from Hopkins there. Puts pressure on Paps and forces Paps to make a suboptimal pass, bringing the face-off right the way down into the Wild zone. Good penalty killing.
34 seconds left on the power play, 22.5 in the period. Big play now for the Wild. Left-hand side of Laverick. Right-hand side, I must apologise. And the Barons get that one. Still on the penalty kill, Otterson through the middle.
Oh, another good
Wild
play,
still on the
Williamson
penalty
with
kill.
his skates
Power
blocking.
play still in favour of the Barons for 16 more seconds. But there's only 1 second left on the clock as he gets it. Well, that's all they need. And we'll see it there. It's Whitehouse right out in front and on the buzzer. George.
Yeah, Paps had it, put it down in the corner, and the backhand from Mulcahy out in front to Whitehouse. Just simple tap of the stick.
Literally must have been 0.1 second left on that. And it's gone under the pads. And like that, it's an exclamation point to the end of that first period. So we're going to go into the break. Widnes Wild 1, Solihull Barons 2. You can join more action just like this right after this short break.
Brakes and Sons sponsor the playoffs on Drop the Puck.
Welcome back to this second period of this Morley matchup between the Widnes Wild and the Solihull Barons. It's currently Solihull who come into this second period a goal to the good, which they scored in the dying seconds there, George. What a performance.
Yeah, Wild played well, but couple of tough goals, punches in the gut really. One straight after they'd taken the lead. It was only seconds after Britain had given Wild the lead that Sam Challoner batted one across the line to level for the Barons. And then late in the period, Joe Greaves on the roughing call put the Wild short-handed, and bit of a soft goal really at the end of the period. Perhaps a little lapse in coverage.
Well, we mentioned it at the beginning. We know he can get a little hot-headed, but there are players out there whose job is to agitate other players. We saw him trying to get some sort of retaliation for the Barlow-Maynard confrontation, and it did cost the Wild. But what are they going to come out with in the second period? It'll be interesting to see. We spoke about it briefly, though, George, before. Joe Coulter not on the bench. We've spotted where he is in the rink. We won't say much, but it's Mark Gillingham who takes the bench position at the moment for the Wild. What do you think Coulter's just taken in that locker room, and what do you think Gillingham said to them?
I think the Wild will be quite pleased with the way they played. Honestly, all three lines generating chances. Really balanced period. They played the PP well. It generated some chances there. They did give away a dangerous short-handed breakaway, but they played well. So yeah, I think he would have said more of the same. Let's have high energy. Let's have the forecheck. Generate turnovers. That was good for their first goal. So maybe that's one of the keys for them is putting pressure on Solihull.
We've noticed Laverick has spilt up a fair bit of loose change there, and that's where the Wild need to really be getting in and making it count. So coming into this period, shots on goal 15 on Finney, 17 on Laverick. Just 2 shots difference, but the work rate looked completely different.
Yeah, and the Wild had a lot of zone time as well. You know, Solihull perhaps looking a bit more dangerous on the break, coming away with it. So we're just checking the ice here just to see.
Well, I was going to say the officials, that dreaded ice hockey condition, sticky ice.
Yeah.
You can get some pills at the doctor or cream for that, we've heard.
Interesting.
I think that's what Gary's off with, actually, sticky ice.
We saw a few of the Barons players either side of the intermission just talking with the ref.
Yeah,
perhaps not happy about the interference call that they had against them.
But it is what it is. The officials
Yeah.
have the final say. We've always say this. You've got to. The officials will only ever call what they see. And you see the Solihull Barons there, the lovely panning shot courtesy of our cameraman there.
They found a wet patch behind behind Finney's net here. I think.
Get the Kleenex.
They're checking it out. Let's have a look.
Let the kitchen roll out. There's a wet patch. Okay, you see there, Miss Neenan just having a quiet word with him. Well, just clocked there off camera there, Coulter returning to his position slowly but surely. So he did go into the locker room, so it'll be interesting to see what he said. Now, if you've ever been to Planet Ice Widnes, you'll know the layout, and I can tell you, Mr. Coulter's got some vantage point, shall we say. So he'll have been able to see things he wouldn't normally see as well, formations, tactile. It's going to be interesting to see how much of that actually plays into dividends.
Watching over the defensive zone, staring right down at the this alleged wet patch that we're trying to sort out. Referee's happy. The whistle is blown and the teams are summoned to centre ice. We've got the Wild in yellow shooting right to left in this second period, and the Barons in red shooting from left to right. Both teams on the long change for the second period.
Yeah, the dreaded long change, furthest away from the bench. Can they make it count?
It's Gilbert and Whitehouse to contest the face-off, and the Barons come away with it with Whitehouse. Go D to D between Crow and Maynard. Oh, Maynard, well, that was the wet patch, and now hides away for the Wild, and he went to shoot high but missed on the glove side.
Getting caught out there.
Now
Maynard.
Gilbert battling with Rhys Edwards, and another loose puck has come loose. Hyde working hard, industrious down there, getting loose pucks, but the Barons come away now with Phil Mulcahy. He slows up, looks for the pass to Ottoson. Ottoson, backhand. Oh, it's a lovely play.
What a
and
save,
Finney's got
Finney. What a save, Miles Finney. We'll see that again in the replay. Absolutely beautiful play here from the Barons. Tic-tac-toe. 1 from Mulcahy, 2 from Ottoson. Backdoor attempt. But Finney is there to slam the door shut. Take a bow, Miles. Finney keeps the Wild in this one.
Well, certainly the most dangerous opportunity that the Barons have created all game. And came up big there, Finney, with a save. Now we have the Barons come away with the face-off, and they sling it back down behind the Wild net, where Whitehouse knocks it back down, and it's up at the point with Paps. Paps tried to get it in deep, but a good stick lift by Mulcahy enables the Barons to maintain pressure.
That man Harper
now
again.
Harper has to kick the puck out of the wet patch, where it is sticking a little bit after the ice cut. Now one of the Barons has lost a stick. It's Ottoson, I think. And they have to tag up, and the Barons change as Widnes regroup with Harper. Knocks it down to Williamson. Williamson tried a stretch pass there to Barlow, but that didn't have enough juice to get all the way through to him.
Interesting pairing here for the Wild. They've gone Mitchell and Harper as well. We know Harper likes to play two-way. He likes to get up in the play. So maybe they're feeling comfortable with this line of Britton Hopkins and Barlow.
Now Barlow tried to just float one in for Hopkins, but it was just out of his reach. And the Wild regroup now with
Mitchell.
Mitchell, thank you. Barlow, little reverse pass off the boards looking for Hopkins, but that's cut out by the Barons, and they just chip it back down for Mitchell again. Mitchell, nice little move there to open up for Williamson. Williamson delays and then flips the puck over to the boards, where Barlow is there to bang it in deep for the Wild. Hopkins goes after it, but his man turns him, and Barons now bringing up from defence. Once again, the puck seems to be sticking just a little bit. It's causing problems for both teams.
Just noticed there Stokes after he released the puck. Little body on Gilbert. And there it is. A big hit there on Williamson.
Yeah.
And Stokes is skating around like he's got a chip on his shoulder at the moment. Well,
he was called in the first period for the hip check, but this reverse check completely took Williamson by surprise. Knocked his helmet clean off.
Well, surprisingly, there's been no action taken, shall we say, by either team for that.
No.
However, I can guarantee somewhere on that bench in the yellow, there's a Joe Greaves go, let me at him, let me at him.
I think we had.
Oh no, he's on the ice. In fact,
we had the whistle because his helmet came off.
Yeah,
and he's now being escorted over to the bench. I don't know whether that's a mandatory change.
It looks like it's going to be Hughes who's going to replace him, but you can certainly guarantee that Joe Hughes has got Stokes' number. It's number 5 for people watching at home.
Wild win the face-off, and Hughes skates back behind his own net, passes up to, that was Ken Armstrong, but the play breaks down and it comes to Murray, who bats it forward to Challenge for the Barons, and the Barons get the puck into the Wild zone. Wild regrouping, drop pass, and it's Greaves takes a shot, but that took a deflection and I think has ended up out of play.
Good effort though. We've seen Joe Greaves here today. As much as he had the silly penalty call in that first, he's starting to show his ability in the hockey again. Really good stick work there. Just slows the puck down, gets it nice into that curve of the toe, and then releases one right down the throat of Laverick.
Gilbert won the face-off for the Wild, and then Greaves again with a shot, and that's gloved down by Laverick, and it's loose still.
And there's going to be some
players of both
mitigation
teams
for this. Challenge is certainly not happy. That's Gilbert. He's gone after. We'll see it again now. Again, shot comes in from Greaves. Nice. It's not too high. It's not too low. It's just right in that midriff. Causes Laverick a bit of trouble. And you can see the afters there, the handbags between Gilbert and Challenge. Well, Joe Greaves showing his offensive capabilities late in the season.
Just under 3 minutes played in this second period. The Solihull Barons, 1 goal to the good, winning 2-1 here against the Wild. Britain to take the draw for the Wild, and he wins it. Comes to Ruddick at the point. Ruddick backhands one, which doesn't make it down behind the net, and it's the Barons who collect and try and clear, and that one's flipped right out. And
way
could have almost caught that ourselves if we'd
do you know what?
taken a dive.
What was it you were saying about our energetic youth? Maybe even had a bit more of that.
Yeah, I've got a sore hip actually.
Bum knee.
Yeah.
It's cold in here. That's the second puck this season that's been addressed to this postcode.
Should we be wearing helmets?
No, well, we lost the monitor to the first one, and that one was a little further off. However,
well,
the timekeeper's bench have summoned the official. Are they going to call a delay of game? And it appears like the clock continued running.
So they'll be resetting the clock. Can't have run much.
So
on.
8 seconds difference is what it ran for.
Vital 8 seconds. Can change a lot in a game of hockey.
It can, so they're just notifying both benches now. And much like most of the rinks around the league, it's a wireless communication between the scoreboard here and the console, so sometimes it is a little bit... a couple of seconds or two. Oh! Sneaky cheek of ourselves there. Does that camera make me look big?
Bit of relaxing jazz for the crowd here to get everyone in the mood for a bit of hockey. And at the draw, Barons come away with it and building up from D. Stretch pass up to Ottoson. Ottoson lost it in his feet and Ruddick was able to tap it away. Now Rhys Edwards bats it in on the backhand for the Wild to pressure. And Haid continues to pressure and is trying to turn over pucks here against, I believe, Crow, but Crow gets the puck up to Ottoson, and Ottoson goes cross ice, where Philip Mulcahy brings over, tries to play a move, but that's broken down easily by the Wild. Then Hyde's clearing attempt came off a leg, and Ruddick had to come down and recover.
Whitehouse
Ruddick
doing well
bodies
there.
Whitehouse.
Yeah, keeping it alive.
As Crow backhands the puck down to Whitehouse. Ruddick's lost his stick now, and the Barons tried to feed to the net, but a Wild stick was there to knock it out.
Yeah, the physicality and the little afters and the handbags starting to slowly step up as the temperature of this game slowly increasing.
Barons swing it around D to D, where Crow is pressured by Britton. Down in the corner.
Must laugh,
Sam
just seeing
Chandler in
Edwards.
support.
Edwards trying to put the body on Maynard, he just shrugged him off and giggled.
And it's Chandler brings it away with a stretch pass to Otterson.
What a move, Callum Riddick there.
Broke that down and then ties up his man, preventing the Barons from getting anything going. Now Edwards centres for Hopkins. Hopkins couldn't bring
good
it to
effort.
his forehand.
Laverick had that covered well though.
Good break there for the Wild, and now it's the Barons that come away. Looking for a pass up to centre, where Anderton gets the wheels going, gets it in behind.
Big hit.
Running to the boards heavily.
Told you it's a battle between Harper and Anderton again.
Barons now have the puck up at the point with Paps. Down low, and there's a call here.
Anderton.
A cross-checking call, I think, on Anderton.
Brandon Anderton's go in the box. You see Harper there just smiles. He knows what he's done.
Yeah.
Well, is that 1-0 to Harper in the Anderson-Harper battle?
Yep. Just crossed the line there, and a good call, I think, by the ref. So Wild get on to the PP.
Well, this is going to be crucial now. The Wild have been sustaining a little bit of pressure here early in this second period from the Solihull Barons. Could this be enough to make the inertia and the pendulum swing the other way? As quick organisation of the lines by the Wild as they go on the PP.
And at the face-off, Gilbert wins it, gets it back to Hyde, and the Wild can set up here. We've got Britton and Harper up high. Gilbert, Hyde and Bez Hughes down low, but an active Barons stick has broken that play down, and everything comes back to be reconstructed with Gilbert now. Wheels at neutral ice, knocks the puck up to Harper. Harper manages to bat the puck loose, and the Wild go to work battling it out at the half boards, where Gilbert has the puck now and a little bit of room to look up and try and set some plays up. Hyde down to Gilbert. Gilbert looking for Hughes. Hughes is cruising the creases. Hyde with the puck at the half boards, looks up, plays it back down to Bez Hughes. Bez Hughes up to the point to Harper. Harper's long shot was deflected off the shin pad of Gilbert, and the puck is back down behind the Barons net, where Stokes, nice little bit of skating there from Stokes to get the puck loose, and a stretch pass up to Otterson, but Otterson won't chase, he's going to change.
Harper looks comfortable in this side at the moment. He looks like he's really controlling things for the Wild, getting that free rein to skate up into the offensive positions as well.
Now Gilbert carrying in on his backhand, goes round behind the net and then knocks it back down low. Yes, they've scored!
And there it is. Will Harper and Bez Hughes are the goal makers. We see it there. Gilbert picks it up, however, swings around the back, drops it back. Is it Hyde, in fact? It is Danny Hyde, and it looks like it's come off a skate and gone in. Apologies. So therefore, we'll accredit that one to Hyde, and it's now YKK Widnes Wild 2, Solihull Barons 2. George, we've got a game.
No less than they deserve, the Wild. Power play goal. 2 power plays they've had. They set up well on the first, but it's on the second that they've converted. Barlow lost his face-off, but it was recovered by Williamson, and now Barlow can come into the zone and delay and float one in for Greaves, but that one has come loose and gone into the corner, where the Barons look to work it out with Chandler. Chandler gets it across the line, but Barlow, skating well, is there to recollect things for the Wild. Long pass up to centre for Greaves. Greaves turns, he's got a man on his wing, but he took the shot. That was easily deflected into the corner by Laverick. And now the Wild have it down low with Greaves. It's turned over, and Slater gets the body on his man enough to let the puck come out all the way down, where Murray on D for the Wild collects, just waiting for a rolling puck to settle down. He chooses to go off the boards, but it wasn't a great choice because Chandler was right there for the Barons. And the loose puck then at neutral ice is batted in for Slater to go down and collect. Good defensive play by Barlow on Slater.
The Wild goal looks like it's lit a fire under Solihull now. They look like they're a bit more conviction when they're coming in with the puck.
Greaves now finds Barlow. He's got Armstrong in the centre lane. Barlow's shot hit the side netting. Didn't get much on it. And now Slater, bodied by Greaves as he bumps the puck out into neutral ice for Williamson to collect for the Wild. Williamson tried to dump it in. I think that might have hit the linesman, and Barlow just dumped his man to the ice.
Yeah,
That was Slater. Now the Barons come away. This was Paps up to Slater. Slater using his body to protect the puck. He managed to bump Williamson off his skates. And now a nice little drag move, and he knocked it in the backhand in front, but no one was there. And away come the Wilds with Edwards now. Edwards wide. Opts to shoot.
Uses Paps there as a shield, clever.
Laverick deflected it out in front now for Barlow. Barlow trying to pick the corner over the glove of Laverick, but he missed the net. And now Murray up at the point. Knocks it down low for Hyde to go to work. Hyde comes out on his backhand, and then backhand shot was knocked down by Laverick, and the quick whistle there. Fortunate for the Barons.
We'll see it again. Great play here by the Wild. We've seen it all season, this high-low half-board move. One skates high, with the other drops down low. Quick feed off as he's skating and around. This time it's Hyde. Puts it right into the numbers, as would be. Good effort.
So another face-off down in the Barons zone. Wild pressing. Now that they've managed to equalise in this even game, I would say. Barons have swung it round now for Ottosson. Ottosson stepping inside. Knocked it back to Mulcahy, and Mulcahy looking at the back post.
Well, is the net still on its mooring, surprisingly?
Yeah. That was a dangerous play there from the Wild. And now a lovely move by Ottosson. Oh, and Whitehouse had everything but the puck on his stick.
The hit there from Mitchell's represents from a hit he put on Gilbert behind the net minutes ago. Whitehouse certainly getting in the mix now, throwing the body round.
Saved by Finney, knocks it into the corner. Harper's got a bit of room here to get the puck out. He reverses it and then goes cross ice to Edwards. Edwards, nice little dink past his man, and that's going to be an interference call on Crow, and a good call, I would say. Edwards was loose, and now Edwards has got a chance, and good reaction. Laverick was wise to it. He had to dive forward to bat the puck away from Rhys Edwards.
Well, I was going to say, Edwards there on the wind-up. At the minute he drew the penalty, he just waved his glove in the face of Crow. He knows what he's doing. Steve Fellows has picked up on it already this season, George. The portfolio this kid is building is unreal, and he is certainly going to be one to watch for the future.
Well, he's drawn the penalty here for the Wild to go back on the power play. We're approaching the halfway mark of the second period in this 2-2 hockey game, with Barlow winning the draw to Greaves. And the Wild managing to set up now to Hopkins. Hopkins knocks it down low to Rhys Edwards, and he tries to go cross crease, but that was broken up by the Barons defence, and they will bat it down to eat up a few valuable seconds. Finney stops the puck, and now Harper collects. Posted up was Greaves, who tried to float one in for Barlow. Barlow battling it now with Mulcahy. Mulcahy using his body to protect the puck. Barlow got to be careful here, he's getting his hands up a bit high. Don't want to lose this power play for the Wild. Skating up the half boards is Greaves. Just kept the puck in, and it's loose to Barlow, and Barlow on the backhand.
And there's certainly something coming. I'm watching Barlow
and
just some of the other Barons players. There's certainly handbags after us. However, we see it again. Greaves just unselfishly right in that danger zone there, waits for Barlow to do the dirty work, but it's Mulcahy afterwards. Let's keep an eye on that one. Barlow drawing some attention. 1:15 left in the penalty, 9:50 left in the period.
Once again, we've got Barons players in hot conversation with the ref. Perhaps they feel that they're not getting the calls.
Just notably, Andy Hopkins for the Wild certainly looked comfortable, like he's in this game. The last time we saw him, it was the Whitley game. Although the Wild came out with it, he looked a little bit lost in that one, so it looks good to see he's back and settled. There's a great effort there from the Barons, and what a save, Finney.
We've got a call here away from the play. And
Stokes
and
Stokes. Guess who's going in the box again? Those well-worn tracks.
Looks like Greaves doesn't realise he's been called, but he has. And so he's going to have to take that long, slow skate across the ice to the penalty bench.
Well, that won't please him. Although I'm pretty sure if you look, there is a Joe Greaves worn seated area in the bench there for the amount of times he's found himself in the box this season.
So that has taken the Wild off the power play. And we now get a minute of 4-on-4 action, followed by a minute of power play for the Barons.
The open ice here should favour the Wild with the speed and technicality they've been playing at.
Bez Hughes chooses to bounce one off the board for Gilbert, and Gilbert, nice quick pass to Hopkins, but Hopkins couldn't handle it. Hopkins found
What
Gilbert!
a goal! Well, let's see that again. George, sorry to cut you off there, but what a goal. Hopkins, I told you he was looking comfortable, knew where to put the puck. Mike Gilbert's there, right on the money, gets a tap in under Laverick, and just like that, it's Widnes Wild 3, Solihull Barons 2.
Super play between Gilbert and Hopkins there. Still 4-on-4 here, and as you were saying, the speed, the change of pace from Gilbert, the acceleration got him in front of his man.
Yeah, the Barons favour physical hockey, and this new breed Widnes Wild, which culture has been trying to build, is pulling away from that and going more down the technical speed aspect, and you can see how that's starting to pay for them now.
Now Slater tried to bring the puck through for the Barons at centre ice, but that's broken down, and Hopkins recovered now. He's got Gilbert ahead of him, and he's managed to get the puck into the zone. Circles round behind the net, looks up to the D, where Williamson has got a shot, but that was blocked. And the Barons bat one off the board, where this is Anderton for the Barons. Drag move, high shot, gloved by Finney. Finney wanted to play it quick, but the whistle has blown.
Yeah, I'm just watching there to see if anything came of the Harper Anderton. The two of them smiling in each other's faces. It's all fun and games. However, it has killed off the penalty to the Barons, so we've got 57 seconds of a Solihull Barons power play. 8:31 remains in the period. Can Widnes keep them contained?
So Whitehouse on the draw here, competing with Barlow, and it is the Barons that come away with it. Ottoson up to Maynard on the point. Maynard's pass on the point is cut out by Haid. He's got Barlow the other side of him, and he chooses to cut inside, and his backhand pass
Laverick's lost his stick.
tantalisingly across the front of Laverick's goal. And now Mulcahy comes away for the Barons, puts the brakes on, finds Ottoson. Ottoson went high, and I think Finney got a piece of that.
Well,
Bodied by Crow just beneath us here on the boards.
as the puck made its way up there, gave enough time for Laverick to be reunited with his equipment. So all back, as should be.
Stretch pass up to Whitehouse, just out of his reach. He is first to recover it and makes the turn on Harper. Harper battles with him, but he's got it loose to Ottoson for the Barons, and now Crow looking. Crow's shot choice there.
5 seconds left on the power play.
A hard one across the ice, looking for the stick at the back post. This is Mulcahy now for the Barons,
strength.
the challenge.
Whitehouse looking like he's making a diving save rather than getting in. That one's off the roof. Yeah, back to full strength.
Well,
George, it's fast-paced, it's end-to-end, and it's starting to get feisty, like we like it.
Special teams so far this period have been the difference.
That man there, though, Miles Finney, he's made some saves this period already that have kept the Wild in this game and are now giving them the leg up.
So the face-off to our right is won by the Wild, and Hughes tried to reverse the puck, but it's turned over by Ottoson, but his pass out in front is cut off by Britton, and Britton's backhander gone all the way to Greaves, and Greaves looked to find Ken with speed, but that play broke down.
This potentially the very last game for the Widnes Wild that Ken Armstrong could be skating in.
Fan favourite, of course, here, and here he is now tapping the puck out to centre for Britton, but he had to get himself back onside, so Britton can go to work with his man just at the blue line. And the loose puck up was disrupted by Hughes, and the Barons managed to sling it all the way round and collect, but the Wild are in position for a quick up here to Greaves. Greaves tried to move on Paps. Paps got the measure of that, and then Chandler for the Barons has found Anderton. Anderton, nice spin move to create space for himself, and then a little snapshot inside which just came off the leg of Chandler. Wild looking to clear the zone here, which they have done, and battling it through at neutral ice. Ken Armstrong, he's got it at his feet, and here comes Rhys Edwards. Stick handling across the front of the D, and his shot seemed like a flippy one.
Not too far off target though.
Here's Edwards looking, knocks it down low to Gilbert for the Wild. Up to the point here where Murray decides to go back down to the corner, but that was cut out by Muller for the Barons, and the Wild come back and regroup with Williamson up to Edwards. Edwards got a man inside, drag move, and he tried to go short side, but he didn't quite get enough on it. I think his stick was just checked as he got the shot away. Barons now with Prosser flipping one in behind Finney's goal, where the Barons collect and put out in front, but it's nobody there to capitalise, and Gilbert leaves it for Finney to cover.
We'll see it again in the replay. Barron's just dumping that one in a dangerous position behind the net, scooped up well and thrown out in front there, but there's no Solihull player to skate on there, and you can tell now Solihull are starting to find their feet. However, I did notice earlier it was Challenge, in fact, that Greaves went round. Challenge looked to be like gasping for air, so we know that the fast forwards of the Wild are forcing the defensemen to make moves now and to draining their gas tanks.
Face off in the Wild zone, won by Jolly, and Jolly tried to go high on the short side but missed the net. And that's collected then by Prosser for the Barons, who knocks it down behind the net for Jolly. Jolly has it go the wrong way on him, and so they cycle it back down again, and now Prosser uses his body against Britton to retain the puck. Prosser now kicking it up behind the Wild goal line, and a whistle here as the puck doesn't appear to be going anywhere.
Yeah, held up, just both teams there, the dirty work on the board, shipping and grinding away, shoveling snow, but nobody's going to win that one. So we got a neutralised face-off. Well, non-neutral, sorry, it's gone right-hand side of Finney.
So, just under 5 minutes to play in this second period. Wild now 1 goal to the good, a game they've had to come from behind in to get themselves ahead. A loose play in the Wild zone is batted up to neutral ice for Hopkins to carry. Hopkins opts to dump it in behind Laverick's goal. And the Barons manage to sling it right round. It comes out of the zone, where Harper, under pressure from Whitehouse, lost his edge, and now the Barons come away. They've got men at centre, and it's Whitehouse who seemed to have so much to shoot for there, but he missed the net.
Miles Finney dived out to shut down the angles there.
Otterson cross ice. Barons looking dangerous, but that feed to the net was easily broken up by the Wild. And the Barons, oh, someone's lost an edge down there on the Barons' defence. And it's a fantastic snipe from Barlow, capitalising on the loose turnover.
We'll see it again, Barons in possession there. Defenseman blows a tyre, absolutely opens it up for Barlow, who one time, as soon as he takes control of it, beats Laverick standing still. And like that, it's now Widnes Wild 4, Solihull Barons 2. What a snipe, Matt Barlow. And is this, I just thought there was a timeout call, it's not, apologies. Just taking the time to get back in the face-off position. But now, breathing space for the Wild. First time tonight that either team's been ahead by 2 goals.
So Gilbert wins the face-off for the Wild at the restart, where Bez Hughes knocks it up to his winger, and it comes back for Ruddick to go D-to-D with Hughes. Long pass up to Greaves. Greaves opts for the cross-ice dump-in, where Gilbert can pressure for the Wild, and it nearly came right back across the Greaves, but that was broken up by a Barons stick, and now the Barons come away with Slater. Slater winding up. Ooh. High shot on Finian. The rebound was looking good there for Slater, but it didn't quite fall, and Ruddick can flip out now to Greaves. If he's got the legs, he'll get to it, but Laverick is the one to get the stick to that.
Wild looking really comfortable, and there's a number of times now they've caught Solihull with this high man, and the high man being Joe Greaves, who you wouldn't normally expect. Be interesting to see what the Wild are going to be like when they're back at full strength.
Stokes carries behind the net for the Barons on defence. Plays the pass up to his winger, but it's trapped there by the Wild's checkers, and now Greaves out in front looking for Armstrong. Came off Armstrong's skate, and the Wild will regroup at neutral ice. We have a whistle here.
Is that a Greaves again?
Greaves is desperate
chirping
to
down
go
the ear of Stokes.
with Stokes.
Stokes being sent the bench, Greaves being sent the box.
Greaves motioning there like he feels he
And is he gone?
received
Has he been thrown?
a slew foot. He's going towards the
So we'll wait
The
there.
Wild changing
He's
room,
either been
certainly.
ejected or it's a foul. Oh, no, it's a 2 minute he's been given. However, he's taken himself to the locker room. Frustration's boiling over. Barlow, you can see they'd look to the skies. No sooner have they got themselves in a comfortable position than now back at the disadvantage of being on the penalty kill. So Edwards being forced to sit the penalty. Somebody has to. And
So
the official's been called over to the timekeeper's
it's
bench a
a
minute.
2-minute penalty. So we're not sure why Rhys Edwards is in the
I
bench.
think they just need to sit somebody in there at the moment. So we're having a look now. Mr. Devaney there just having a quiet word with the timekeeper's bench. He's going to skate over to the Solihull bench and away we go.
Barons on the power play win the face-off. They've got it up at the point with Stokes. Stokes looking, pulls inside and then takes a low shot, which was saved by Finney, but with a big rebound. And the Barons can actually retain the puck in the zone with Crow trying to get the puck deep. Has to play it off the glass where it's collected, and the centering pass was just out of the reach of Otterson, enabling the Wild to dump it in all the way down on Laverick.
So the official call there is roughing on Greaves. So he's not been ejected, he's removed himself.
Nice
from the game
backhand
for now.
pass here from Whitehouse has sprung Otterson, but Otterson couldn't control it, and the Wild can put it all the way back down. 2 minutes left to play in the game. Just over a minute left on this Barons power play as they look to get their first goal of the period. A period where they've been outscored 3-0 by the Widnes Wild.
Yeah, that one just offside there blows that one dead. But it cycles back around, George, to something we said at the start of the show, discipline. And there's a few times now that the silly penalties that unfortunately Greaves seems to be occurring in, it is that man who's been the box the most. He's just putting the Wild on the back foot when they're starting to get momentum.
Yep, and of course the Barons will be aware of who's got the hot temper and may well be targeting him away from the puck. So something to watch out for when Joe Greaves returns to the third period. Right now we've got Callum Ruddock behind the Wild net, dumping all the way the length of the ice, the puck down behind Laverick. 40 seconds left on this power play as the Barons slowly build up from behind their own net. The pass up to Anderton. Anderton over the blue, turns, and his pass across the blue line was loose, and the Wild looking to break something down here. Slater now for the Barons, recovers the puck at neutral ice, knocks it back down to Stokes. Stoke plays it up to Chandler on the wing. And loose puck again at neutral ice. This Barons power play almost at an end now. They've not managed to create much, particularly in the second half here. Good penalty killing by the Wild. Edwards now chasing a puck down in the final minute of this period and put one out in front, which was stick down, and the net is shook but not dislodged. Now Edwards out front to Hopkins.
Good
Hopkins,
effort.
low shot deflected wide. Hopkins now again goes onto his backhand behind the Barons net. 30 seconds to play in the period. Out front to Gilbert, and trickled.
What a seal on the pipes.
Trickled just wide. I think the net is off.
Yeah, so you see him again here. Hopkins round, slams on, bides himself that split second to get it to Gilbert, who's posted up right in front of Laverick there. Slams it against the pads. Good effort, Wild.
So 30 seconds left to play in this period. The Wild have fought themselves back from 2-1 down. They've now got a 2-goal lead against the Solihull Barons in a period that's been mixed case of special teams for both clubs. And Rhys Edwards now chases the Barons defenceman, but their pass is loose, and the Wild have iced the puck here, I think.
Yeah, 14.5 seconds left. They're just going to run the clock out for this period, I think.
The face-off, of course, will come all the way back into the Wild end, and the Barons will be hoping they can finish the second period the way they finished the first period, with a buzzer beater goal.
It's a lot to ask, but it is doable, George.
Whitehouse on the draw for the Barons against Britain for the Wild, and it's Britain that wins it to Edwards, and Edwards nimbly clears the puck out of the zone. Seconds ticking away here. Can the Barons launch anything to finish this period? Not if Britain can sling that puck all the way down to their end, and it finishes end of the second 4-2 Widnes Wild.
Yeah, 3 unanswered goals there from the Widnes Wild in a period where Widnes really grabbed control of the game, weathered the storms of all those penalty kills, but there's still a lot to play for and plenty of opportunity for Barons to get back in this game. You can catch all that action right after this short break.
Brakes and Sons sponsor the playoffs on Drop the Puck.
Welcome back to this third and final period here of Drop the Puck. It's the Widnes Wild against the Solihull Barons in the Morley matchup and the warm-up for that Morley playoff. And it's currently Wild 4, Barons 2. George, the Wild 3 unanswered goals in that second period. It's Barons have got some work to do.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic performance from the Wild. As we said in the introduction, a Wild team missing some key players today. Slightly changed lineup. How would they perform? They've performed really well. All 3 lines generating chances, as I've said before, and a fantastic second period. 3 unanswered goals, a couple of penalties killed off nicely, and I'm afraid it looks like the soggy patch is back.
Yeah, just having a very quick look as the officials who are just testing the ice there. There seems to be, there definitely is some sticky ice behind that net there.
That was a problem at the beginning of the second period, wasn't it? If you remember, it caused
Mr.
a few
Devaney
little
there just went to pick the puck up and he just stopped dead again.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the Wild doing well to be the team that they are normally facing. All season the Wild have been critical of being drawn into making mistakes and other teams capitalising on it. Now seeing the new look Wild under the regime of Joey Coulter, they seem to be the one causing the mistakes now. You see both teams coming back to the ice. Nice to see Riddick there just giving the lads a fist bump as they come on. It is all fun and games off the ice.
2 teams that will get to know each other very well over the next few weeks.
As Gary would say, yeah, very, very well. And of course, if you're wanting to watch the playoffs, you will be able to catch them here on Drop the Puck, as we will be covering the playoffs. Whether you'll be able to see them live or not, or afterwards, I'll be determined later. However, if you can't make it, if you can't watch the show live, the best thing to do is get down to the rink and actually watch it live. Tickets are still available through the EIHA and the NIHL North 1 page. Well, both teams back to their respective ends. 2 goals get Solihull back into this. 3 take them ahead. They've got the handle on the Widnes Wild this season so far. 3-1 in the head-to-head, as we said at the beginning, George. All to play for. I'm going to leave it in the capable hands of you.
Yeah, well, what can a player like Nicholas Otterson do? Third period, 2 goals down.
Otterson,
he's a great scorer. He's the kind of man who can turn a game like this around, so we'll keep a close watch on him. But the Wild have defended well. 2 solid periods. They've got bodies behind the puck, made it hard for Solihull to generate.
They have, you're right. I'm just looking now, and unsurprisingly, there's no change to the netminders. Laverick still in net for the Solihull Barons, and Finney in net for the Widnes Wild. Both Finney and Laverick been forced to stand on their heads at times. Finney with some highlight reel saves today. Absolutely. Laverick has certainly been tested. few more black scuffs on them nice white pads of his.
Yeah. Yep, Finney kept the Wild in it in the first period, particularly when the Barons had a short-handed breakaway. It's probably his stop of the game, absolutely fantastic. But Laverick as well has made some good stops. He'll have maybe in his head the fact that he got beaten so beautifully by Barlow, the last goal of the second period. Barlow picking up an unassisted goal as one of the Barons players lost an edge, and yeah, he can sure shoot the puck, Matty Barlow.
Remember, guys, if you have missed any of this game for whatever reason, you'll be able to catch the highlights on the Drop the Puck Highlight Show, which airs on YouTube on a Friday evening from 7 p.m. We'll have footage from the game between the Wild and the Blackburn Hawks a week gone by, and then there'll be footage from all this week's games, including this one. Plus 9 seasons, George. 9 seasons of content.
9 seasons of content. Are we having a 10th anniversary party?
Maybe. And do you know, I think we should invite all our viewers as well.
I'll bring the cake.
Okay then. That's going to be a lot of cake, you know that.
Everyone having a polite chit-chat here in front of the scorekeeper's bench as we wait for the ice to dry.
Just looking now, Danny Hyde has certainly... he's been a prolific player this game, and we've really seen him come into his own the last couple of games. But it does look like we've got the green light. So without further ado, George, over to you.
So, third period, Wild in yellow, shooting left to right. Barons in red, shooting the other way, you'll not be surprised to hear. And Wild win the face-off, and Hughes comes away with it, knocks it up to Rhys Edwards, who cross-ice pass to Hyde. Hyde brings it over the blue line, and then tried a behind-the-back pass to Gilbert, but that just slowed on the ice.
Yeah.
And now away come the Barons with Ottoson. Ottoson trying that drag move that she loves very much to play on the defenseman. And it's left for Rhys Edwards to go cross-ice. Hyde has beaten the icing call on that play, and will now reverse it back down where Gilbert goes to work, and he's got Edwards untouched in front. 2 digs at it. Now Hyde spinning, trying to get another look at the puck. Well, Edwards was completely unmarked there. Now the shot!
Oh, what a
from
goal!
BASN Hughes. Unstoppable.
Well, from the word go, they were banging on the barn door. 1-2 attempts there, Hyde and Edwards, but it was forced out. And the minute the puck came out to it was BASN Hughes at the blue, he had goals in his eyes. He loses one, and with that, it's Widnes Wild 5, Solihull Barons 2.
Super start to the period for the Wild, and BASN Hughes goes back for the fist bump with Miles Finney.
Dare I say, a statement being put out now by the Wild of intent.
3 goals to the good. Hopefully, for the Wild fans anyway, they will be looking to now control the game.
4 unanswered goals now for the Barons.
Now Britton skating towards his own goal, plays off to the defenseman, and it's Harper. Goes D to D behind his own net with Mitchell, and Harper now carrying up through the middle dangerously. Almost got past his man Stokes. Stokes got a little bit of the body on Harper, and now Paps settles things down for the Barons as Stokes takes a spill and gets a woo from the crowd. Hopkins now carrying the puck down behind the Barons net. He's got Britton out in front, but Paps calmly again controlling the puck, using that frame of his to hold it up. He's got Chandler in support, fishing the puck out. Paps tries to kick it up, but Britton has turned it over for the Wild. But that turnover didn't last long, as now it's Chandler that comes away. And Chandler's pass in behind. Anderton might feel he was getting there, but
again,
soft whistle.
Anderton and Harper, the pair of them, laughing at each other. But yeah, Kieran Paps, we've noticed, these small nippy guys seem to be doing a job on him sometimes. Paps is an old school physical player, likes to get in your face and hold up, a stay-home defensiveman. Yeah. This new breed of player we're seeing, especially in the Wild, these two-way defenders, causing riot for him at the moment. Yeah,
obviously he looks to be very confident in his own zone, but on the break, some of the young fast players that the Wild have got will be looking to get around him. Now it's Williamson chasing Anderton down into the zone. Williams runs his man into the boards so that Gilbert can collect. Gilbert accelerates up through the neutral zone, facing 2 defensemen. Drops it back to Ken Armstrong, and Armstrong, low shot, generated a rebound for Greaves, but that was saved by Laverick. And now the shot from Gilbert is
That's come off the face mask.
Come off the face mask of Laverick, so the whistle is blown, and the face-off will be in the
again,
Baron's zone.
Murray there, you can see it, the shot comes in, bing, off the face mask, but Murray's there looking for the loose change right in front, and it's nice to see Joe Greaves back on the ice. Nice, cool, calm, collected shot this time. See if he can stay on the ice.
Gilbert and Jolly on the draw, and it's won by Gilbert, and Greaves controls it at the blue line and slings a wrist shot that went over the net. Williamson collects it for the Wild, reverses, and then plays up to the point for Gilbert to swing it back down low for Greaves. Greaves puts it out in front for Anderson, but couldn't get the handle on it. And now Williamson again, the Wild doing a good job of keeping the puck in, but not quite getting it towards the net. Can they now with Gilbert? Gilbert turns, slings a low shot down, which is sticked away by Laverick, and now Greaves with a shot that was blocked by Anderson.
Much more like it from Joe Greaves, really picking his shots this time, not going after the puck. Great to see, but great opportunities there by the Wild. They're certainly making them. That initial shot from Mike Gilbert lacked a little something in it. You could see it was more just controlling the puck towards net. If that had had a bit of venom on it, I think that could have spilt up onto a Wild player's stick.
The Wild have forced the Barons to ice the puck, so they've managed to get fresh legs out for the home side. And it's Ruddick now at the point, snaps one in. Oh, gathered by Laverick, but a quick whistle.
Yeah, they've called that one there. It was a redirect initially from Britton. We'll see it again. From the face-off, Hyde back to Ruddick. Ruddick takes it in, Britton deflects it. And straight away, and I think they're saying there that Edwards was going in for the puck, but Laverick had sat on it and frozen it.
So the Barons are able to change personnel now on this defensive zone face-off for them. Won by the Wild, comes over to Hyde, and Hyde, his shot deflects right up into the netting for a whistle.
Everyone just enjoying the music of the arena. Having a good time on this fine Saturday night.
Luckily for our viewers at home, you don't have a camera on the commentator's bench because Benley is currently dancing.
Face-off was going to be left-hand side of Laverick's net.
And it's the Barons that come away with Maynard from the face-off. Goes D to D behind the net, and they swing it up to the wingman, who goes cross-ice pass to Mulcahy now for the Barons. Mulcahy over the blue line, turns inside, shooting opportunity for a stick.
Good effort.
Oh, and the rebound as well for Crow. 2 saves there by Finney.
Finney.
Got his pads down, flush to the ice to prevent the rebound shot from going in. And now out in front to Ottoson, and Ottoson lost it in his skates. So Crow will bat it back down behind the Wild net where Mulcahy recovers. Mulcahy tries a move, slightly unbalanced, but manages to play it to Whitehouse. Whitehouse up top for Crow, and Crow almost losing the puck to Hyde. But the Barons manage to bat it loose, and Crow can resettle with a feed up to centre. Now we have Ottoson coming in on the far wing. Ottoson's shot is blocked by Hughes, but Ottoson recovers the loose puck and is now circling the zone with dangerous intent. Unfortunately, his pass did not come to anything, and everything breaks down for the Barons to reset things. Barons now at centre ice. A pass knocked loose. I think this is Mulcahy. It is, but the puck was knocked off his stick, and Bez Hughes now for the Wild, up through neutral. Knocks wide for Hyde. Hyde puts the brakes on and looks for the centre lane. Instead goes high to Mikey Gilbert, whose wrist shot had venom but not accuracy. And now Anderton dragging and shooting, and his shot was deflected by Mitchell up into the netting, and the face-off will be in the Wild zone.
Well, we'll see it again here. We've said it all night so far. Hyde has been prolific for the Wild, but look back the other way. Anderton really getting his first true sight on net there. Unfortunately, little deflection puts it in Rowe's head. You see there, Finney. That man has seen some rubber, but he's had some highlights tonight.
So it's Chandler winning the face-off, up to Paps, and Paps' shot handled.
There it is.
Oh,
Just
Finney.
I put the curse on him.
Yeah, Finney handled the initial slap shot,
well,
then lost his footing.
Yeah, so this time it's Finney. Big one in from Paps at the point. It's Chandler who's there at the back door to mop up. And just like that, it's YKK Widnes Wild 5, Solihull Barons 3. And, well, you can see the Barons getting into this now. Earlier on, it did look like the Barons were on the power play and Widnes were on the PK, yet it was even keel. The Barons have come to play this third period, George.
Back within 2 then. as they win the face-off, and Stokes skates onto the loose puck, but that's cleared up by Harper. Harper turning against Stokes now. His nice escape turn created a bit of room for himself. Passes up to centre where Barlow gets his head up, but he's run off the play by Stokes. And Harper is at neutral ice now for the Wild, recollecting. Hopkins moving into centre for a good passing position, but that came loose. And Stokes once again is the Barons player to reset play. Barons now bringing across the blue with Slater. Slater's shot was blocked. They've managed to get it across to the near wing, and a dangerous feed in to the stick of, I think, Chandler. But Finney was down and sealing the ice.
Yeah, you see it there again. It comes back out, and Finney's got a good read on this. You can see he's watching it the whole time, but not a defensive player inside picking up the Barons unshooing man.
Quite similar to the goal that the Wild conceded at the end of the first period. Just
Wild need to be a little more aware.
Failing to pick the man up as he comes to the net. Now it's Hayward up at the point for the Barons, knocking it down low for them to battle. But Widnes get the man in support to win the puck. The clearing attempt does not clear the zone, and now Challens. Oh, it's out front now for Jolly's backhand shot went wide. Wild swing it all the way over to Greaves. Greaves, nice move, finds Armstrong. Armstrong's got room on this wing. He tried to shoot inside, but Hayward got the stick to block for the Barons. And now a shot from the far wing, blocked easily by Laverick. And the Barons looking for a bit of space so they can make a play out of their own zone.
Good forecheck pressure from the Wild here. Now caused a mistake as it's turned over to Murray. But again, you can see Joe Greaves, suddenly change of mentality in this period. Cool, calm, collective on the puck, making opportunities. Good forecheck pressure coming from the Wild.
Barons just struggling to find an outlet here with possession. And so the Wild recollect the puck with a stretch pass up to Britton, which came off his stick. And it's Maynard who goes back to collect for the Barons. Maynard looking for space. He'll go back, reversing it to Hayward. And Hayward back to Maynard. And again, that pass out the zone for the Barons is letting them down a little bit. Gilbert now inside to Edwards. Edwards on the backhand. Save Laverick.
Good effort. Again, the Wild starting to build up player momentum once more. Great breakout pass here, finds Gilbert. Gilbert does amazingly to hold that puck up there. But again, it's that man Reece Edwards causing all the trouble out in front for Laverick.
So, face-off in the Barons' defensive zone as the Wild look to add to their 2-goal lead. It will be Gilbert on the draw for the Wild. Watches carefully, uses his skate to try and win that face-off, but it is the Barons that come away with it, with Whitehouse to Maynard. Maynard back to Whitehouse. Whitehouse passes up the boards, and that one was fortunately stopped by the linesman. And now the Wild. Game getting just a little bit cagey now as both teams battle out loose plays at neutral ice. Another one, this time it's Hyde whose stick in the lane disrupts the Barons' neutral zone play, but the Barons have recovered the puck in the zone, and a quick inside move by Ottoson created a chance there which was blocked, and now Ottoson has recovered the puck. He's up high in the zone and flips one in, which was deflected by Hyde. Now Gilbert battling his man down low, and Ruddick for the Wild. It came out in front but was batted back into the corner by Finney in the Wild net. Ottoson now, again stepping inside, looking dangerous. When he's down below the net, he can pull it inside and create shots. Now, Hopkins is battling with his man in the corner. And the puck is slung up at centre where Edwards has got a step onto the inside lane, protecting the puck, got to his backhand, just tried to dink it in there, on Laverick.
We'll see it again now. What a breakout pass, but this now the telltale of Widnes, a high man. Edwards round the back, little drag, tries to backhand it again. Laverick just closes a 5-hole last minute. Great play, but what a save, Graham Laverick.
So the Wild now have the face-off down in front of us to our right-hand side in the Barons zone. Nathan Britton will be on the draw for the Wild against Sam Chandler for the Barons, and it's Britton who wins it. Barlow tried to knock it up to Harper at the point, but that's broken up by the Barons, and Harper must recover, which he does well to find Barlow. Barlow now coming in across centre. Good defensive play by, I think that was Slater. Gives the Barons the chance to come away. Drag move, glove down by Finney. But the puck was loose for a second. And I think Harper had to backhand it clear of the zone. Stokes now, D to D with Paps. Paps got into a little bit of trouble with Hopkins breathing down his neck. But the Wild, the best they can do is to back the puck back in deep to Paps, and Paps goes D to D for Stokes. Stokes with a bit of space to find Anderton. Anderton's cross-ice pass was deflected, and Slater with the stick lift to get the puck just the right side of red and dump it in so the Barons can change. Wild now bringing it up to Hopkins, who just got a touch on it as the puck went down into the Barons zone. Barons now in possession in their own zone. Paps bringing up the wing. Sorry, not Paps, it's Challens. And Challens again through neutral ice, gets over the red line, dumps it in. We're approaching the halfway mark of the third period. The Wild are 2 goals to the good. The Barons pressing to get back into this game. Wild now with Gilbert skating across the front of his net and receiving a bounce pass off the boards from his defenseman. Gilbert is able to nudge it down into the zone for Barlow to chase, but the Barons can change sides of the ice and release Prosser up on the far wing. Prosser, not much support here as he's bodied off the puck by Williamson. Prosser's doing a fantastic job here to hold up the puck. Mulcahy now arrives in support for Prosser, and the puck is just kept in at the blue line, and Prosser goes for a change, and this time it's Mulcahy's turn to hold the puck up for the Barons.
Long shift this for the Wild boys. They're going to want to get a change soon.
Murray now moving it through centre. He's bodied off the puck by the Barons player, but the pass is broken up by Barlow. Barlow gets his head up. He's going to dump it in deep for Greaves to try and backhand out in front for Murray, and then Murray's backhand pass didn't have a wild
Big
stick
hit
on the other end of it.
Barlow on Maynard then.
This is Williamson for the Wild, looking for Greaves. That's broken up by Ottoson. Little dinky pass out wide to Mulcahy. Mulcahy, nice move on his man, and it's Mikey Gilbert there playing the defensive centreman role. Comes to break that play up.
Physicality again, we're just seeing it, these hits being finished, making sure they're running men into the boards as well.
Wild bring it up through centre with Crow. Crow carrying it all the way and then trying to drop it off, but that is intercepted by the Wild, and the Wild with a chance to break here. Barons with a forward playing defence, and Ken Armstrong tries to reverse the puck, but it's out. Ottoson breakaway, plays the body on his man and went backhand. Finney's wise to that.
Hughes does well there, great
Hughes,
defensive work.
Yeah, good job to just get Ottoson off a good shooting chance.
It's not finished yet.
Wild reverse, and it's out to Whitehouse. Save Finney, and Finney once again ends up falling on his backside, but he's recovered and in position, but couldn't stop Mulcahy with a feed in from Ottoson.
We'll see it again. There's all sorts going on here, but right there, Greaves caught up in the net battle. Puck comes in. Everyone's twos and fro's, and he comes off. It looks like a skate or a stick of a Barons player on the far side. It's gone in. It's now Widnes Wild 5, Solihull Barons 4. Barons getting back into this. Wild need to sort the heads out.
Well, it's the net front coverage again. Mulcahy just doing a great job to spin away from his man, create a bit of space for the stick, and then all you need is a simple feed to the net. So a 1-goal game with 8 minutes on the clock of this third period, as the Wild look to, both teams look to recover their winning ways. Hyde now batting the puck in behind the Barons goal, where Paps will recover. Paps taking his time to find the right pass. Manages to clear the zone, but not to a Barons stick. So it's Harper recovering for the Wild. Harper turns inside and then tries to dump in on the Barons goal, but that was broken up. Mitchell's pass up to centre is disrupted by Anderton. Anderton now with the wheels behind the Wild net. He tried to turn inside and take a shot, and he lost the handle on the shot, which created for a second a dangerous play. The Wild have now iced the puck, and it's going to come all the way back down into their zone.
I'm starting to wonder, George, is it a case of the Wild have showed their hand and now the Barons know how to play them? Because since the second period, the Barons have slowly started tilting the ice back into their favour. And dare I say now, although they're a goal down, they seem to be controlling the game.
Definitely. Wild needing to get their defensive heads on now.
Another save there by Finney.
Zone is cleared, and this is Rhys Edwards chasing the puck down, but Maynard will comfortably get there first for the Barons. And switch it around to Prosser, back to Maynard for the Barons. But good job by Williamson to recover that puck momentarily. And now it's loose for Edwards to battle with Prosser. And a quick shot there from the Wild number 18. Hyde now with wheels coming across the blue line. He's got Gilbert in the middle lane. He's found some space to get onto his backhand, but he's knocked off his skates. He looked over at the ref there for the call, but no whistle. And Prosser floats one all the way down on Finney, who closes the trapper. And
great pressure from the Barons now, forcing the face-off in the Wild zone. They've kind of got the Wild on the back foot now. Can they make this pay, and can we go to a tie game with roughly 6:33 left in this game?
So both teams change personnel, and it's Britton on the draw for the Wild, winning it. And the puck is swung around to Barlow's wing, but he wasn't quite aware of where the puck was, and thankfully it was mishandled by the Barons player. It's for Barlow to bring it up now. Barlow with speed, got round his man, Ottosson comes inside, a good stick by Maynard, knocked that loose.
There's a call on Barlow on
penalty
Laverick
here. So Laverick's gone to the bench. Barons with the 6th attacker out, but it's disrupted, and it is Barlow going to the bench, shakes his head at the ref, doesn't like the call.
Goaltender interference is called, and Maynard there just tracking back to make sure that Barlow goes and sits. But as we said, the pendulum's swinging back now, the way the Solihull Barons now with the man advantage for 2 minutes. We've already seen the Wild looking like they were on the penalty kill during regular play. Now they actually are. What can they do? Well, they can go for a face-off again.
Yeah, this is going to all be redone. Referee not happy with the setup at the face-off.
6 minutes left in the game.
So Gilbert and Chandler competing on the face-off. It's won by the Wild and knocked all the way down to Laverick, who opts to come out and pass the puck up to Anderton. Anderton inside for Chandler. That was loose, and it came out to short side shot there from the Barons, handled by Finney. And now loose puck at skates is knocked back into the Barons zone.
I know it sounds so generic, George, but the next goal really is crucial in this tie.
Absolutely. And with the Barons with the man advantage here, what can they do? Stokes brings it wide, blocked away by Finney, out to Paps. Paps looking, tried to go blocker side high, but he missed the net.
1:15 now remains on the power play.
It's come all the way around for Chandler. Chandler's pass was blocked by Gilbert. Gilbert's now lost an edge and needs to get back on his feet because the Barons are in the Wild zone with Mulcahy. Good play by Hyde to break things up. And Hyde's got the middle lane to himself now, but Maynard got in position, and it's Gilbert. Tried to go 5-hole.
Right at the chest
Closed
of
the
Laverick.
door, Laverick. And back come the Barons with Mulcahy. Shaking and baking on Harper, but Harper, good job to play the body. Rides him into the corner. Barons try to bat the puck loose. They manage to get it over to the far wing, where Hyde does another good job of clearing the zone.
Hyde is certainly making a contention for man of the match right now.
Wild penalty killers change.
30 seconds left on the power play. Maynard just holding it up behind his own net.
Maynard carrying up through centre for the Barons. Opts to flip it in. Ottosson is going down to recover, which he has, and he's found Whitehouse, but now he's fed the point. Mulcahy, stick cocked, ready for the one-timer off the pass, and instead he let it go all the way through to Maynard, and Maynard decided to reverse the puck down low.
Back to 5-on-5, Barlow leaves the box.
So good job by the Wild to kill off a vital penalty kill, and that's just hit the post, and Finney didn't know where the puck was. That was a crazy rebound that hit the post. Now Barlow bringing it into the Barons zone, finds Britton. Britton tried to short side, and then that created a rebound chance for Barlow.
Good effort.
Hit the side netting.
Great to see a good attack there straight after the penalty from the Wild,
Barons
showing what they can do.
Barron's pass at centre was loose, and they've iced the puck.
Well,
so
it's going to be coming back up to the Baron zone now. Wild with an opportunity. 3 minutes 29 left in this game. Still 1 goal to the good for the Widnes Wild. Plenty of opportunity to take this to overtime, or plenty of opportunity to put the nails in the coffin. It could go either way.
Face off, contested over at the boards. Loose puck between Maynard and Hopkins, and Maynard won that one, and the Barons able to clear the zone, but the Wild attempting to put it straight back out. Now we've got a loose puck up at centre with Ottoson. Ottoson changes the direction of his shot and forced Finney to make a split stop save, and now with Mulcahy out in front with Finney sprawling, and Finney's gathered it.
Miles Finney is not going down without a fight. We'll see it again. That initial save as it comes in absolutely has to break through the splits. Mulcahy thinks he's going to backhand it because he's dropped Finney. Finney's there to jump on the grenade. 3 minutes 2 left in this one. Finney just being assessed by the official there, make sure all the gear is in place and he's feeling comfortable, ready to go again. And we will restart this action very quickly.
So, defensive zone face-off for the Wild. Picked out of skates by Slater, but he couldn't get the shot away. And now Gilbert bodies his man Anderton behind the net. And the Wild get the puck up to the point where Gilbert finds Greaves. Greaves into the zone, and his shot, I think, was going high, but it's gloved by Laverick.
Well, it's enough to force a save out of Laverick. We'll see it again. Gets that pass broke forward, gets on the puck there, inside the blue, whips one. Not far from target, though. That looked like it was going top shelf. Great save, Laverick.
So, Barron's come away with the puck after the face-off, and a little backhand pass to centre has set Slater free. Slater's shot blocked by Ruddick, and the loose puck bobbles in on Finney, who freezes it.
Just watching again now, we'll see this play. Barons have got a space in that middle, exploiting the back-checking defenders. And you'll just see there the follow-through with Ruddick as well. Tension starting to bubble. 2:31 remains in the game.
So it's been a bit stop and start this period. Both goalies freezing the puck. And now it's Stokes up at the Barons point. Oh, and the backhand try there from Slater. Loose puck gathered by Finney.
Again, brick walling. Let's see that one again. How many times did he have to bat that against Finney's pads? In from Stokes. Little redirect there, chipping away. 1, 2. Slater unable to really get anything from that. Finney keeping the Wild in this. George, at the top of the shot, we'd said it had been close all season with these two teams. They're not proving us wrong.
No. A 1-goal game. Still time for this game to go either way, but now Barlow bringing the puck up for the Wild, gaining the Baron zone, putting on the brakes, making a move, looking for Britton in the centre lane, but that was broken up. And now the stretch pass, broken down by Britton. Britton tried to put a feed in on the net, but that was broken up by Crow on defence for the Barons. And now the Barons go cross-ice. Maynard carrying in on the near wing. Nice move to his backhand to get past Harper. Harper bodies Maynard into the boards and takes a spill. And now this is Ottoson looking for the inside lane, and his pass has bounced over the glass.
Yeah, we've actually lost the puck. Nobody knows where it is.
Souvenir for that lad there.
So, interestingly, at this point, George, we would normally talk about, does Laverick get pulled? Do they put the 6th attacker on? But neither team have really got anything to benefit from that.
No.
The points as it stands in the league, Solihull are 4th, Widnes are 5th. Even with a win today, they can't go above Solihull.
Yeah.
This is literally just practice and momentum.
Nevertheless, you want to maybe think about the way you would play in a playoff game. So, you know, You might pull the goalie just for the practice of having 6 on 5, which is an unusual situation in hockey. Doesn't happen very often.
Well, 1 minute 30 shows on the clock.
Laverick doesn't appear to be looking over at the bench, and if you'd think if he was going to go, he would have gone now.
Yeah, I was going to say all eyes on the puck.
So the Wild bring up through centre with Hyde. He's got Hopkins to his left, and he's found Hopkins with a drop pass. Gilbert fills the centre lane, and Hopkins' feed evaded Gilbert, and now Barons bring away with Mulcahy. Mulcahy trying to get up the middle on the Wild defence, but that's broken up by Harper. Now Hyde stopping it at centre to Swivel, and Whitehouse managed to disrupt that.
Inside the final minute.
Wild with a long dump in, that will be icing, and the face-off is going to come back into the Wild zone.
Well, Laverick's looking at the bench.
But no, he's staying, I think.
Yeah. Timeout called. Here we go. 45 seconds on the clock. Do Solihull throw the dice at this one? Nothing to lose, really. They can afford to let the Wild have the 2 points. No league position will change. But
Absolutely.
as you said, it's the mentality and the momentum going into those playoff games next week that could make the difference. Imagine now if Laverick comes off and Solihull bang that tying goal in.
Yeah.
How
a big boost.
From the Wild coming back from 2 goals down to be 4 goals ahead.
Especially for a team that's not been winning recently. Always nice to go into the playoffs on a bit of a bump.
Well, all we'll see.
Laverick is returning to the net though, so Barron's choosing not to gamble.
I'm looking now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. Oh. No, Laverick is going.
He is.
Laverick has gone to the bench. It's an open net for the Solihull Barons.
Okay.
45 seconds is a big time.
So an important face-off here for Gilbert. If he can win it. No, he can't. The Barons have come away with it. And now it's Hopkins battling at the point with his man for the Barons. Now Ottoson stepping inside. Cross-ice pass. Maynard couldn't quite shoot the puck from inside his feet. And now the Barons, as we come under 30 seconds left to play, battle the puck at the near boards. A loose one, no.
Nowhere near.
That's going to be icing, which means it's coming all the way back.
Finney looks to the skies, catches his breath. Praise to the hockey gods. It was a flurry of bodies right in front of that paint area a minute ago. It will be again. 18.4 seconds is all it stands between the Widnes Wild and 2 points.
Again, you're tempted to take the shot at the empty net, but you don't want to ice the puck because face-off's coming right back, and can the Barons make the Wild pay? 15 seconds left to play. Wild have managed to get the puck with Gilbert. Gilbert looking to put the puck up to Hopkins at the point. Hopkins needs to clear the zone here, but the Barons have got it back. 5 seconds left.
3.
Have they got time?
2, 1. There's the ball game.
And that's it.
What a win for the Widnes Wild. The players go over and congratulate Miles Finney. Well, what a game. You certainly had your money's worth there. Widnes came out the block strong. Solihull responded very quickly, but then Widnes seemed to take control of the game. Mid-second period, the game flipped on its head after those silly penalties against Widnes, allowed the Barons back into the game. Momentum swung, and they caught right back up to within a goal, but it wasn't to be, and it's the Wild's night. George, overall, both teams' performance?
Yeah, a very evenly matched game, but the Wild, I think, will be really happy with the win. The Wild will be really happy with the win, given that they were missing a few key players. Would have been a bit of a question over how they would perform today, and they've performed really well. Really impressive game.
Well, in all honesty, I think we saw a real glimpse today of what potentially is the new look Widnes Wild. We've mentioned it in the past. The Wild were going through this transition period where they'd been playing Rich Hagger hockey for so long, and then they were slowly transitioning to this Joe Coulter style hockey, which is very much cut from the cloth of the Solway style. Very quick paced, very looking round the back, technical hockey, less smash mouth, which is what they were known for previously. And then we really saw glimpses of that today.
Yeah, and it was really impressive to see a young lad there, Rhys Edwards, have I got that right?
Yeah.
Yes. He's the sort of player who enables you to play that way, isn't he? Because the speed, the way that he used his body and his reach to get position, generate chances, really impressive. And also shout out to Hyde as well, who I thought was fantastic today.
Hyde,
his energy off the puck is something that really does create.
If I was to be honest, I think Hyde's my Widnes man of the match for this one. He had an outstanding game, albeit Miles Finney stood on his head, but opportunities were created today because Danny Hyde was there, putting the puck in the right time, driving in at the right time, throwing it back out in front at the right time as well.
No disagreements there.
I've got to say Jordan Stokes for the Solihull Barons for me though. He had an outstanding game.
Yes, and Otterson perhaps was the man we were looking for to see if he could turn things around, and he's always dangerous, but he just maybe didn't have his A game on today with the shot. Didn't perhaps test Finney the way he can.
Well, there you go. It's been a great day here at Planet Ice Widnes, and that's just a small taste of what's to come in the Morley playoffs. You'll be able to catch them on Drop the Puck, so make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook and on Twitter as well for all updates. Don't forget, we will be covering all the playoff coverage as well. Some of it you may be able to see live, depending. We'll let you know via social media, so make sure you're watching on that. George, it's been a pleasure having you back on commentary.
Yeah, really enjoyed myself. So
I hope you enjoyed that game.
Certainly did.
I did. Massive thank you to all the crew behind the scenes making this happen today, but also a massive thank you to you for watching. I've been Ben Lee.
I've been George Perry.
And we've been Drop the Puck.